Good morning, boys and girls. All right, we are actually on to chapter 10 in fourth grade rats. So, just to give you the lowdown, Suds decides he definitely wants to be a rat. That's when he says, "Okay, you want a rat? You got a rat." So, chapter 10 is no. Remember, he had that bad day. He was trying to impress. What's her name? Judy Billings. That's right, and wanted to sit next to her, and she didn't really want that. So he's becoming a rat. Okay, here we go. Chapter 10. No. All right. For the next 2 days, I went on a rampage. If I saw a little kid with the Twinkie I wanted, I snatched it from him. If I saw a little kid on a swing, I pushed him off, whether I wanted to use it or not. I laughed in class during silent reading. The teacher told me to stop, and I kept on laughing. She gave me a detention after school, my first ever detention, and I laughed all the way through it. Instead of putting candy wrappers in my pocket, I just threw them on the street. I rang doorbells and just took off. My mother put a new box of clean Klondike bars in the freezer. I ate them all. I stuck chewing gum on my bedpost. I left my dirty clothes on the floor. The next time Bubba bared his fangs and went, whack, 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 I said, "That's my name. Badness is my game." And I tied him to the bathroom doorknob. I snuck up on Zipper Nose. She was in her room, lying on her stomach on the floor, reading, wearing socks. I pounced. I plunked myself smack on the back of her legs. In a second, I had her socks off. Most times when I tickle her, I would stop when she starts screaming. This time I didn't stop. She laughed and screamed and bawled herself blue. I didn't stop until my father pulled me off. He shook me by the shoulders. "What's going into you lately, son?" "Nothing," I said. "Just getting her back." What was getting into me, though? Even if I didn't know, I didn't care either. All I knew, whatever it was, it just felt good. Felt great. Why had I waited until so late in life to have my first rampage? Joey was right. Angels finished last. No more last for me. This dude was heading for the gold medal. I ran upstairs. I pointed at Winky. "You're holding me back," I told him. "You're out of here." I opened my window and punted him into the backyard. There was only one thing left to do. My chance came next morning. As I was getting ready for school, my mother poked her head into my doorway. "Pick up this floor before you go," she said. "It's a war zone." She was ready. She'd already gone down the doorway when I sent my answer. "I don't have time." She approached again. "Pardon?" "I don't have time," I repeated. "It'll only take a minute. Make time." "After school," I said. "Now," she said. "No," I said. Before she recovered from the shock, I was past her and down the steps. Beep, 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 beep. "I'll see you when you come home straight after school," she called as I breezed out the door. The next voice I heard was a whole lot different. I was a half a block up the street when I heard it behind me. "Hi, Suds." I turned. Not that I had to turn to see who it was. I could have picked Judy Billings' voice out of a million. She was smiling. She was looking at me. I wasn't a grilled cheese sandwich after all. We walked to school together. Judy did most of the talking. She kept telling me how famous I was. Everyone was talking about me. But I was only half hearing. I was in a daze. I just kept looking at her and thinking, "Man, wow, I'm walking to school with Judy Billings. I don't believe it." "Well," I heard her say, "could you?" I snapped out of my daze. "Huh? Could I what? Let a bee sit on your arm like Joey Peterson did?" "Sure," I said. "No sweat." For Judy Billings, I would have let an alligator sit on my arm. But we couldn't find any bees. So she said, "How about a spider?" "Why not?" I said, playing cool, trying not to sound nervous. We started searching the gutter and sidewalk and the walls of people's houses. I spotted a couple spiders, but I didn't say anything. Then Judy called, "Here, look!" It was on somebody's brick wall. It wasn't a little house spider. It wasn't little, and it wasn't white. It was poking along toward a window. "Just put your hand here in front of it," Judy said. "Let it crawl on you." She was excited. Her eyes were wide. Her voice was squeaky. "Could be a black widow," I said. "So?" she said. "It won't bite unless you're mean to it." She was staring at me, waiting. The last 10 minutes had been the best 10 minutes of my life. Was I going to give it all up because I was too chicken to touch a stupid insect? I put my hand on the wall flat. The spider went around it. I did it again. The spider climbed aboard. Judy shrieked, "Yow!" She pulled on my other arm. "Come on." "Where?" I said. "School. They have to see." By the time we got to the schoolyard, the spider was up my elbow, a tiny footed nightmare on my arm. Judy called, "Look, everybody, look." Kids came running. They jerked to a stop when they saw. They gasped. They gawked. "It's a black widow," she announced to them. "He's doing it all for me." The spider was up on my shoulder now, heading for my back. I couldn't see it anymore. I kept my face cool, but I was praying, "Please don't go on my neck, especially don't go down my shirt." Then the bell rang. Everybody ran for the door. Nobody was looking. I swatted and twisted till I was sure the spider was gone. Morning recessed. I was mobbed. "Wow, Suds, a black widow? Black widow, man. Were you scared?" "Nah." "Oh, Suds." Judy was mobbed too, mostly by girls. "He did it for you?" I guess now we were both famous. All right, this rat thing is starting to work out for her, Suds. Talking to Judy Billings, kind of one of the cool kids. I don't know. Let's see where this goes. And then we move on to chapter 11. What's wrong with Joey? Uh-oh. I wonder if he's continuing with the rat thing. All right, so we have chapter 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 chapters in this book, so we will be finishing this pretty soon. All right, boys and girls, have a great day. All right, take care.